latitude earlier in terms of getting that thing there. So I've sent you a letter, just a short, brief letter expressing my interest in the board vacancy. If you're satisfied with that for the purposes of minuting, I'll take it as read.
Yep, we'll minute it.
Okay. Just
sort of positive stuff rather than negative about other potential candidates.
Absolutely. You'll see in there's nothing negative, and I'd refrain from doing that because these aren't political matters, they're governance matters. Just to go to the main points, there is a vacancy. I think that a point not picked up by in that agenda is that in fact it may not be 1 year but rather 2 years until there's another election, so there's potentially 2 years without a member, and I think that the board should be filled. The minimum requirement is that I'm over 18 and I'm a New Zealand citizen, and that I'm on the electoral roll, and I can confirm that. There are other criteria which the board may wish to take into account. So I just thought I'd briefly run through those. Experience with the community leadership in the local board area. I've maintained a continuous involvement with the community for almost 2 decades, and through that I've developed a broad network of professional and community contacts. And the board and the Waitemata local board awarded me its Good Citizens Award for outstanding contribution to heritage protection. On the matter of an empathy with cultural diversity, I certainly have that, and whilst I note that the advice given to the FAO local board that these positions are open to all, I would stress that I have that empathy for all. As to the governance roles, I've had over a decade's experience with governance, having been an elected board member at a national level on the New Zealand Historic Places Trust, at a regional level on Civic Trust Auckland, and at a local level on the Heart of the City. With the experience of local government, I've been engaged in that for some 2 decades. And I guess something like a private plan change takes you from, right through the process, from coming up with the idea right through to environment, court appeal. So I'm well versed across a spectrum of processes. As to communication, well, I'll let that other people be the judge. But I have got a wide range of skills, both written and oral, and have made public presentations for, a long period of time. I put my nomination forward at previous elections, and the communication seemed to be warmly accepted to the extent that I received over 4,000 votes last time. Do I have the ability to evaluate and interpret information? Yes, both written and visual. And I think that there's a skill in the government, in the board, which could be usefully augmented, and that is the skills around my architectural qualifications. That's a bit of noise there. I'm not sure what that was.
3 minutes.
Okay, I'll wrap up. As I said, there are other criteria which I think the board could usefully consider, and cutting to the chase, there is a board with 6 out of 7 being City Vision, and I would offer myself up as an independent candidate that could assist with the optics of independence. I welcome any other questions that anybody may have.
Thanks very much, Alan. Any questions from board members? Appear to be none at this stage.
Deadly silence, that's extraordinary.
Sorry, it was me. I was taking a while to click on it. Alan, I would love for you to share the work that you do in terms of protecting heritage, please.
Well, you see, that sounds like a statement, but I'll take it as a question. There is so much going on, particularly with the forthcoming RMA changes and the work on the national policy statement, I think that this is something which it's most usefully done from within inside the tent. So I think there are, this is not a criticism, but it's an observation that I have skills that could certainly augment those that are currently on the board, from within the board. You have to see the papers to try and help so much.
Thanks, Alan. Any other questions? If not, I'll move that the Waitemata Local Board receive the table presentation and thank Allan Matson for his attendance at the meeting.